I would hope so. Sometimes you get egg on your face. You gotta own it. I don't think these people are gonna own egg on their face, unfortunately. Uh, no evidence for fraud, but you would think a Democrat governed and state would do something to interfere, right? No, I don't think Democrats generally don't interfere in elections. Um, Generally, I'm sure you can find me a case, but generally the party that votes in favor of disenfranchisement and goes against the rules tends to be the Republicans. I support Trump only because he's anti-TPP, but my main candidate is Andrew Yang. Popular fights. I'm why are you so obsessed with TPP? I don't think I saw your answer to that. Like I'm very curious. Yeah, I'm a Bernie Sanders. I'm a Bernie Sanders girl. You know. Uh, Suddenly jab out of nowhere. Um, let's see. Problem isn't widespread stuff, but also Ghost Anonymous. Look up registered dead people as Dems. That is how you at least try to up the voters illegitimately. Except that usually those voters get like thrown out. You understand that, right? They don't just get ballots and accept them. They like check it against identities. So to make sure people aren't voting twice. Um, I don't think they would be calling it because they called Texas with less results than Georgia. I think it depends on the methodology of the individual news outlet that called it. Usually, news outlets have similar but different plans to confirm election results, and a lot of them go by exit polling. So, some of the states via exit polling were called very early by some pundits or some outlets. So, it depends. Let's see here. Oops, didn't want this. I wanted this. Let's take a look back here. Have any other news outlets called a state yet? Ooh, it looks like Maine's 1st district and 2nd district have been called. Okay. Alaska still not called yet. And a bunch of states. We're not going to get answers about Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Nevada, Michigan, Maine 2nd, or Georgia anytime soon. I feel like this is pretty. Yeah, this is pretty solid right here. Um, let's see. That's why there was a push not to require signature verification, including increased harvesting, no voter ID, and universal mail. Um, well, the voter ID law was largely a result of being pushed by ALEC, like the American Legislative Council, like literally private prisons campaigned on voter ID laws, like lobbied on voter ID laws in order to get those spread across the U.S. to get more people in jail for their private prisons. It will be a fun way to explore Alaska. Have to get better at my survival skills. Well, good luck. You know, who won? Nobody yet. Uh, Dos Antos. The election is still up in the air. Oh yeah, here we go. Oops. Yeah. Judge orders sweep of postal facilities after 300,000 mail ballots not shown as delivered. Um, and the U.S. Post Office said no. I'm a Trump supporter, but I respect anyone who gets involved. Can you explain why you support Biden without mentioning Trump? Yeah. Uh, Wait, why? I'm avoiding your question? This is the first time I've seen it in chat. Um, but yeah, I think that the putting $2 trillion into the environment is better than not putting $2 trillion into the environment. What? Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Why are you being an ass about this? Um, I think investing $2 trillion into the environment is largely a good thing that we should be doing anyway. And I think it's going to create a shit ton of jobs while investing in new and exciting technologies that could have many, many beneficial knock on effects in our society that is largely run by various kinds of energy. I think that we have a duty to future generations to do this kind of work now. And this also opens up a lot of opportunities for us, like overseas, when it comes to helping other countries adapt to new power systems. So I think that largely this is a really good thing. Um, I also think your explorers. I see your point there. I think that largely everyone who's involved in switching Flint's water supply should probably be prosecuted and thrown in prison. And I also think that everything possible should be done to, uh, you know, repay the people damaged by that decision. So that's my position on that. The other thing is that when it comes to Biden, I really like his plan to decriminalize marijuana and expunge the records of past convicts. I think this will do a lot of things that will benefit the economy, like helping previously considered felons, now innocent men, find new jobs, get better economic opportunities. I think that uh, you know, doing this for marijuana largely I'm just gonna switch over to my cam. I think doing this largely will help us, by the way, towards the path of legalizing marijuana, which I believe will become a colossal industry and a huge asset to our economy. Um, and I think that those are just two policies that I see being hugely beneficial for society. Like, guys, do you know how much it costs us to lock up, like, people who have marijuana offenses? It costs us a ton of money every year. Why not save that money and invest it in other things, you know? Um, and yeah, like those are two main policies. Another policy, I think, on immigration, he has it much more correct. He's pledged to end the for-profit facilities that currently house undocumented immigrants. He's planned to have systems through which like DACA recipients can finally become citizens. Yeah, I think all of these things are unanimously good things that will improve our economy. Um, so that's three. I also think he's going to be better on foreign policy. Generally, he has a no nonsense attitude towards dictators. And I think that he can be gregarious and diplomatic when it comes to our allies and possibly repair some of those wounded relationships, I should say. Universal kind of cause situations like that article with stories like Patterson during the primaries. I'm not really surprised it kind of backfired, especially when the arguments about COVID worries went against the scientists like Fauci, who said that voting in person wasn't going to be less safe. Dems may have fear-mongered themselves out of this election by mail error. I mean, maybe, but I also think that the president purposely slowing down the delivery of mail is probably not good either. Are you familiar with Joe Biden's 1994 crime bill? Yes, I am. Are you familiar with the 1994 Violence Against Women Act that was part of that crime bill? Biden can lock everyone up with the media, and then Trump unlocks them. Biden can make everything so okay. It's actually getting from paint up my nose, helping my brother paint his canoe when I was 16. Dang, I'm sorry, dude. If you read Taiwanese media, Joe Biden is on China's side. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna read Taiwanese media. I tend to think that I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Epoch Times, you know. Um, but you mentioned all the good things Joe Biden will do for marijuana and crime. He's the reason for the issue. Yeah, well, but Trump isn't doing anything better for that. So, yeah, I would advocate for the person who's actually going to do something about it. It is a problem. I don't care if Joe Biden created the problem in the first place. We need someone to stop it now. And he's the only one who's going to do that. So, yeah, vote for Biden. Um, Oh, is Epoch Times not Taiwanese? I assumed it was based out of Taiwan. Epoch Times, yeah, I know it's part of the Falun Gong. Um, Last thing I said was all garbled. Sorry. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But it's not just lead, you know. It's also Legionnaire's disease. True. The systematic racism in sentencing existed long before Biden's crime bill. Yeah. Um, like part of the issue is the 94 crime bill was attempting to address how black people were given like longer sentences than white people. The issue is it established mandatory minimums, and it became like a really big problem that now disproportionately puts black men in prison for far longer than they need to be. um, oh, okay. Epic Times was in Hong Kong. Sorry. Trump released thousands of offenders because of marijuana offenses. People that Joe Biden locked up. Yeah, but marijuana is still legal in many parts of the country. So, like, or still illegal in many parts of the country. So, yeah, if Biden does something to lift that illegality, I'm in favor of that. I don't care about, like, doing a press photo op of releasing, like, 1,000 people, even if, like, if you're not going to do anything on a policy level about it. Um, Education and caning? What? Um, no, popular fights. I would argue that the best way to address drug problems is largely through legalization. You can look at Portugal. In Portugal, it largely did not affect the rate of crime, and instead now they can properly treat addicts. So I think that that's a better system rather than forcing people to hide their drug use. Um, uh, I'm willing to bet almost anything that people in Singapore do drugs. I'm willing to bet more than anything I own that people in Singapore do drugs. Well, I would say that their data is skewed by some facts, you know. Um, I agree with legalization, though I think getting rid of federal stance on it and letting the states decide on their own without worrying about federal, it works better, gives people more power over their local politics. Uh, well, I mean, I think that's basically what decriminalizing it on the federal level does, taking it out of the Schedule One drugs. You know, a very low rate of drug use in Singapore. I'm gonna say that's probably BS. The same way, like, there's probably like I don't know, maybe on paper there's like a low rate of drug use in LA, um or sorry, in Beverly Hills, but I'm willing to bet that there's a lot of drug use in Beverly Hills. I'm guessing that there is a high rate of drug use among certain privileged groups who don't get found out for it. I say that as someone who knew someone from Singapore to tell me these things. Caning is the shit though. Nah, nah. I'm not for that kind of system. Yeah, I think that that's a really stupid way of going about policing. Sorry, I don't think that that's a good thing. Oh, I'm sure Singapore on paper has a lower rate. I'm sure. Yeah, I don't think killing addicts is a good idea. Sorry. Oh, interesting. Their government doesn't publish the information largely published by Singapore's government is largely considered unreliable. Um, yeah, as far back as 2008, the reference group to the UN United Nations on HIV and injecting drug use found Singapore to be one of the only countries in Asia without reliable rates of data on drug injecting. More recently, in 2016, Human Rights International published its Global State of Harm Reduction, which similarly found that almost no reliable data on the level of drug use in Singapore. Instead, the government typically cites information from the World Drug Report, published annually by the UN Office on Drugs and Crime. However, rather than being independently produced, this report reflects data provided by governments. Huh, interesting. Solo. I wouldn't give any data to UN or any other state. Am I becoming an anarchist again? I have no idea what your political leaning would be classified as, Eeyore Explorers. All that means is we can't make a conclusion based on the data. It doesn't support your claim. Well, yeah, exactly. But you're no, like that's the issue. It means you can't come to a conclusion based on the data. So your opinion is that Singapore has low drug use. And I'm saying, well, I don't know that that's the case. And that's makes me more correct than you, I guess, if we're going to go for like technicalities. Um, anyway, do you know cannabis affects the brain whether you're when used in growing teenagers? Well, yeah, probably. Cannabis affects the brain in anyone. Um, U.S. gives countries money to fight the drug war, so it makes sense for them to make it look like they're doing their job. Cannabis contains THC, which is harmful. Well, it can be harmful. It can also be beneficial. Well, your opinion is that it doesn't. No, my opinion is that we don't know, because both of you didn't cite any data. And if so, like, I don't know. Then why are you guys making it legal? Well, because largely it's largely it I wait, how old do you have to be to have marijuana? That's a good question. Oh, okay. A minimum of 18 years old. Huh. Well, I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point, popular fights, because, like, uh, you have a point there. Maybe it does affect your brain, but you know what else affects your brain? Drinking. And did you know that when you're allowed to drink at 21 years old in the United States, your brain is actually not done forming until you're 25. So, alcohol can also affect your brain growth. But we let people do it. Well, oh, that's why you don't drink. Wait, how old are you? I don't drink, I don't smoke, don't do drugs. Well, that's very admirable, but also, like, at 18, you're allowed to vote, you're allowed to go to war. So, yeah, if you're allowed to go to war, I think you're allowed to smoke weed, okay? That's my general stance. True. Yeah, I don't support wars either, but I would say that they're probably a necessity until we abolish the state, comrade. Pot stunts development. Alcohol does all kinds of shit, but for the brain, it's mostly just a depressant. Well, it can also mess up your brain too. It depends. Boo, 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 boo. Okay. More info. Boo-doo-boo-doo. Oh, interesting. Joe Biden's up in Nevada now. That's good. I think if 18 is the age you can go to war, you should still have 18 as the drinking age. If you can shoot it, well, yeah, I agree with you. I think the way that we do age limits in this country is definitely very strange. Popular fights, there's no links. If I had a mod, you could whisper it to a mod. Um, yeah, I think that's fine. Here, 20-year-old kid, fly this $20 million plane, but you better not drink. True. I don't want a drunk 20-year-old flying a plane that's worth $100 million. Kidding me? It's true. I am considerably dumber now that I've started doing this. If we map cannabis consumption with those who voted for Trump, we might see a correlation. Dang. I don't know about that.
This is my title, like I told you.
Yeah, you are explorers. It's kind of in a weird, neutral area. Pretty sure the age limits all over the place come from our Puritan roots. Yeah, I'm okay. You know what? I'm okay with the age of consent being higher. No sex until 25, okay? Wait, why is Juneteenth hilarious? Are you on Discord? I am. Here. Post a link to the Discord. Sure. Wait. William of Orange, if you've ever read what? The actual proclamation? William of Orange, I have no idea what kind of what proclamation you're talking about. Are you talking about the Emancipation Proclamation? No, the Emancipation Proclamation was, I'm pretty sure it was signed in September. Juneteenth is it's the day the last slaves were, like, released from slavery. No, like, it's named after the General Order 3 that went out. It's not named after the Emancipation Proclamation. General Order 3. all slaves are free involves an absolute equality of personal rights and right of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes employer and hired labor. The freedmen are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts and that they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere. Yeah, a bit racist. A bit racist. You have a different version than I do, my dude. Oh, wait, it cut off. Never mind. I think the voting rights for... I don't think they're the right... I don't think voting rights for women have anything to do... voting rights for women in Sparta in Greece and voting rights for women in Wyoming in the US, I don't think there's anything corollary there. What? But I don't understand why that's funny, William of Orange. Like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, it's the day the last slaves were freed. I don't understand the, like, why that's funny. Yeah, Wisconsin hasn't posted a lot of info yet. Though, whoa, with 95% reporting, Joe Biden has taken the lead in Wisconsin. He's also holding a pretty decent lead in Nevada, though the counting there isn't quite done yet. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big lead in Wisconsin at all, but there's not a whole lot left, so it's really coming down to the wire. Yeah, I mean, like, they're literally separated by only 8,000 votes. Things can swing quite a bit here. Wisconsin is worth 10, and Nevada's worth 6. Yeah. Wisconsin. Yeah, so between Wisconsin and Nevada, we have 16. Yeah, Nevada seems pretty solidly Biden, but things have changed a lot through the night. Though Michigan definitely looks good for him. That's a big one, over 2,000. Yeah. I mean, Michigan does look good for Trump. Let's see here. Is the music too loud, guys? If it's too loud, please tell me. I wanted something else in my ears, you know? I'm sitting here in silence, listening to my own voice. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Also looking, yeah, until 1% changed his 4% lead into a negative, yeah. So, we'll see here. Take a look at Wisconsin here. Wait, this isn't as helpful as I want it to be. We have... Interesting. Okay, we have the Senate election here. Wait. My T election. Okay, let's take a look. Michigan still has some blue areas left here. Oh yeah, the area around Detroit does not have full reporting in yet. In Michigan, we're still missing Columbia County, um, which is real close there. We got. Let's see. How liable is this to swing? Okay. Interesting. So, Wisconsin's really coming down to the wire, okay? Oh yeah, the Sandlot, just very important if you can knock out Mitch McConnell. Wait, if you can knock out Mitch McConnell, his power, BC could troll Trump for the next 4 years. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Mitch McConnell's gonna lose. I'm pretty sure he's already wrapped up his election. How am I not outraged about the idea that they're fucking with the vote counts? Well, I am outraged, but there's nothing I can really do about it, you know? I am here to experience this all with you guys, you know? I'm here for you. I do think, however, that yeah, McConnell won pretty handily. Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do about them fucking with the vote counts, so, like, I don't know. It's not worth me getting angry about it, right? Let's pull up the old hypothetical machine. Let's say we win Nevada. Wait. Yeah, how's Arizona looking? Ooh, he's got this even more on lock these days. Okay. 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 All right. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Joe Biden is probably winning Arizona and Nevada. Guys, I do not think that Trump is going to be winning all 4 of these states. Oh yeah, he could do it. It's not like I said. There a 10 guys. Remember, a 10% chance, a 13% chance of something happening doesn't mean it can't happen. But also, an 87% chance is far more likely. Biden winning the Sun Belt, and it just needs to win the Rust Belt. Yeah, I mean, basically, if Biden clinches Arizona and Nevada, he doesn't need to win Pennsylvania. He can, and like, it seems likely, going out on a limb, he's going to win Nevada, Arizona, and Wisconsin. At that point, I believe if he wins Michigan as well, the election's done. If he wins Pennsylvania, the election's done. Like, yeah. If Joe Biden... I'm bad at math. Yeah. Pretty much this is how it needs to go down. It doesn't matter how well Trump does in Michigan. Yeah. I think, by the way, that largely this is how it will turn out. Okay? I think Biden's going to win Arizona. I think he's going to win Nevada. He's going to win Wisconsin. And then I'm fairly certain that Pennsylvania is going to go to Trump. Or, not Trump. Pennsylvania is going to go to Biden. So, we'll see. It really comes down to how mail-in voting is being handled this election. I think it will come down to the mess that is the PA ballots. I think in the end, PA will be the one left, and it will be the only state stopping either from winning. I mean, if just for the sake of argument. Yeah, I mean, it could very well sit like this on a precipice of Trump winning. So that is a very viable possibility. However, Trump needs to win at least several very close states. Sorry, got a little burpee. Biden pulled out for being racist to Obama before? What? William Penn added again. I read that already. Honestly, Nevada's 2.1% difference with only two counties for Biden. At 67%, that is a tough sell. It was the only one I wasn't sure about, but apparently mathematic reality doesn't affect the numbers, so who knows? True. Y'all are silly. North Carolina and Georgia are definitely his. Pretty sure Michigan is pretty in his court at this point as well. I mean, possible. Possible. Let's see. I mean, North Carolina is pretty darn close. It's pretty darn close. This is the kind of difference that can swap. We'll see. Georgia is a bit more of a long shot, but just a bit, not by much. I think Pennsylvania is going to be our wild card here. Let's see. Yeah. Trump is running away with Alaska, predicted. And it's fairly close in Michigan. Like, we don't even have some blue counties reporting yet, so... or, wait. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, but there are some counties here that are just not fully counted yet. So we'll see how that goes. Wisconsin, again, has some major blue areas missing, so I think that's why some places have called it. Okay, the percentage for North Carolina is deceiving because it's only an 80K difference. True. Oh, neat. Hello, Archangel DeKalb. Yeah, it's election day. Of course we're still on. You know, we're going in the long haul, baby. I guess it's not election day anymore, but still. You're just gonna be. Wait, Dirty Dexter, are you a Trump? Are you a Trump supporter? Is that where you're at? Or are you just salty about the math? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Also, Eeyore Explorer, thank you very much for the cheer. I appreciate it. How's it going? Things are going pretty well. How are you doing, Disco Rat? Wait, if the Nevada desert is such a good place for bodies, wouldn't it also be a good place to get dead voters for a massive swindle? Just an idea. Just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud. Yeah, Nightmare. I can definitely tell you voted Trump. Up until a few weeks ago, I was very much on the Trump shouldn't be president, but he's the best option we've been given in some time, and he's doing fine train. But after looking into a bunch of shit, I'm down. What is that? Looking into a bunch of shit? What won you over? Looking forward to the Supreme Court drama. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some Supreme Court drama, that's for sure. Oh, I think William of Orange, I think he was talking about Trump taking the election to the Supreme Court. I do think that Biden is open to packing the court, though. I do think that. I'm a liberal who has spent most of my life, who has been left most of my life till now. That being said, I was disaffected for a bit as well and just didn't vote. I think before this election, last time I voted was 2008. Yeah, that's okay. It's true, Nikki. Welcome. Good morning to you. Sure thing. Trump won't concede. We were expecting all this. Yep. I was really hoping, though, it was going to be like an overwhelming victory tonight for Biden, but it was not to be. Nightmare, what convinced you to vote for Trump? Dirty Dexter, I don't think that the information we're getting here is necessarily 100% accurate. Like when they're saying how much of the precinct has reported in, I think that there's still like significant wiggle room when it comes to all those things. Well, yeah, I do know the US better. I knew this was a possibility, but also there's like a twice the likelihood of Biden getting over 400 electoral votes than like Trump even being in this election, so we'll see. Question 2 in Nevada looks like it's passing too. A yes vote supports the Constitution amendment to recognize marriage between couples regardless of gender. Sweet. State that religious organizations and clergy persons have the right to refuse to solemnize a marriage and repeal question 2? Wait. Oh, which define marriage as between a male person and a female person? Neat. That sounds like a really good thing overall. I'm in a mood. Let's see. Trump would be a better choice if you were looking for a popular revolution. I don't think our country is in a place for a popular revolution, my dude. But I do think we are in a position where we might be able, through electoralism, to get some socialist policies through. I'm hopeful that Biden wins and we can do that. You know. Well, yeah, North Carolina, all of the counties are done, but there's still 5% of the counting left, at least. You know? Like, you still have some counties at like 89%, you know? Various levels of like 90%. So, there's still some counting to do. Let's see. Believing in anything conservative isn't the same as being fascist. True. That is true. You can be conservative without being a fascist. This is true. Let's see. Yeah, it is okay to disagree. This is why I do not willy-nilly call things fascist. Oh, my unique name goes here as your stream mom. I'm telling you, go eat something better, okay? Aw, Glowwacky, thank you very much for the cheer. I appreciate that. You know, the more you push people down and trash their liberties and freedoms, the more likely it is that they rise. It is not just more likely probable. It's just more likely not probable. Yeah, like, no, I agree with your point. It's just that I largely think that a revolution in this country via like a popular uprising is largely not going to be the way that the United States attains a better quality of life. Yeah, no, I tend to think that Trump is a fascist. So, like, and when I say that, I'm not saying it's Orange Man bad. I say it because I think he's a fascist, and I think that he fits the definite criteria for that. And it's not me calling him Hitler either. It's just he's a fascist. It describes his politics. Sorry, I have no chat commands, William of Orange. I don't know how to do it yet. I'm a babby streamer, okay? I'm a babby. Calling someone a fascist is about meaningless to me. Well, yeah, fascism is a very nebulous ideology. That's why it's difficult to study. William Vorage, thank you for the cheer. I appreciate it. So if point 14 is the only thing holding up on the definition of fascist, can you agree he is nearly fascist? I think if someone is 1/14th of the way, or sorry, 13/14ths of the way towards something, they're pretty gosh darn close, you know? Oh, and I think you missed it, but you asked for some of my reasons. I had tagged you in a few of my reasons above. Oh, I did miss it. Sorry about that. Economic recovery since the years before COVID were better for everyone around me. I'm blue collar. Well, I mean, that's nice. I'm not sure if that's indicative of everyone, but I'm glad that you guys benefited. Peace deals and troop removals. Policies like the First Step Act and opportunity councils that help minority communities, the riots and death threats, even in my rural areas by leftists to Trump-supporting homes, and my dislike of encroaching big tech control and censorship, which has embraced by the current version of the left. Well, you know, a lot of these individual points I think are good things, though I'm not 100% sure that when you say them, you mean the same things that I would normally associate with those phrases. Like, what big tech control and censorship are you talking about? Like posts being banned on Twitter or something? Oh, and I think yeah, okay. There's a lot of fascistic tendencies according to that list, but with enough shaping you can make a case that everyone is fascistic. Except that that's not the... God damn it. You think simplifying language is the opposite of fascism? Okay. Trump is a better choice than turning America into a socialist nation. Yuri Amir? I'm a market socialist. I advocate for socialism, my dude. Trump already won. Why isn't the election called yet? Well, because he didn't win. That's why. I think that you're confusing clarity with simplicity, which is not quite the same thing. If you think Dems are socialist, we're the same hair color. Aw, hello, Scribble Hearts. That is an adorable name. I hope you are an adorable person, inside and out. Yeah. They are nearly the same thing. It's always better to use simple language when it captures the same meaning, IMO. Yeah, I think it's a problem when it hinders our ability to have nuanced conversations. I agree with you in some cases, but, yeah. Scribble Hearts, you seem adorable. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you. I mean, when fighting monopolies and corporates seems like for their own benefit, the corporations and current... Wait, when fighting monopolies and corporates seem benefit the corporations and current left, and Dems are in lockstep, especially with Wall Street, far more nowadays. I mean, Biden has the Wall Street-backed candidate, which is why I think many unions back Trump as well this time around. I don't know that many unions back Trump, my dude. I think if he was backed by unions, they tend to be like police unions, because police overwhelmingly vote conservative. No, I think public unions are good. I just don't think police unions are good. I'm all for teacher unions, because we clearly don't give a shit about teachers in this country. I mean, they can be, but it'd be better if we just treated our government employees better. You know? Aw. Juco Kallio retweeted one of my tweets. I'm gonna follow him. He seems delightful. Aw. Thank you. You're making me smile in a goofy way. Teacher unions should be eliminated, and the reason why is teachers are paid by taxes. Since the people pay them, they should have no right to strike. I disagree. Teachers aren't paid well enough. They need to have unions to be able to look after their own interests, because we clearly have no interest in looking out for teacher interests. I don't know. Chat seems pretty spicy right now. Also, all employees should have the right to strike. Sorry. Yeah, hello, Electrikitty. Thank you. Welcome to our community. I appreciate you. I agree. We either need unions or we need worker co-ops. I personally advocate for worker co-ops. I think it's a more elegant system. But you know, teachers, you know, if you're going to get rid of public unions, you need to give teachers some way to advocate for their rights within the government. Oh, how does a worker co-op work? I'm glad you asked. So, Electric Kitty, just so you know, I'm a market socialist. So my basic premise is that I am in favor of transitioning our current capitalist country into a market socialist country, and essentially, a worker co-op would be my ideal model for transitioning our businesses to. So like over time, we would have incentives to like create worker co-ops, or we would have government-backed loans to create worker co-ops, and over time we would transition towards that. And now, a essentially a worker co-op is bringing the idea of democracy into the workplace. So like when like typically in a company right now, right? Like you have a boss, and that boss has 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 a boss, and like you have, if when you have a boss, you have to listen to the person above you, and you have no say in the wider company or any of the wider policies in the company. So, what a worker co-op does is instead of having that extremely hierarchical system, that is essentially tyrannical, because the person at the very top of the company has complete control over all the employees below him or her. Essentially, what a worker co-op does is it gives every employee, regardless of whether they have the president of the company or on the board of directors of the company, or if they're the part of the janitorial staff, you know, gives them equal say in how the company is run. So every quarter or so, every half year, maybe just once a year, the company can get together, or representatives of the employees can get together, you know, elected representatives can get together and decide on the general course the company should take. So basically, what this leads to is a system wherein the profits generated by the worker co-op are more equitably distributed. This is not the song I want to listen to. The profits are more equitably distributed because largely, for example, it's not in the best interests of the people working kind of the small frontline jobs, like if you're a service worker, you know, like a waitress or something. It's not in the waitress's best interest if the person running their restaurant has, you know, a salary that's 4,000 times theirs, you know? Like, if you're an average worker at McDonald's right now, it doesn't, you don't have any investment in whether the company is doing well. Like, you're not getting any benefit from McDonald's like selling you know, a trillion hamburgers or something. So the well, yeah, exactly, Disco Rat, that's part of the appeal of worker co-ops. It's that they're legal now. It's something that we have evidence on and we can advocate for, I think, in good faith. So part of the other cool thing, Electric Kitty, that's cool about worker co-ops is that, generally speaking, they're around 15% more efficient and productive than comparable private companies. And this is largely because all of the employees have investment in the success of the worker co-op, and they get benefits from the success of the worker co-op, and they have control over their work environment. So there are all these benefits. The issue is that it is hard to get in startup capital for worker co-ops. So, yeah. Well, so William of Orange, like when you're getting more into like the specific mechanics of how the internal structure of a worker co-op might work, I would say largely, like, for example, you would have employees voting on the priorities the company would take. and then those priorities would become like the mandate of the board of directors for the company, and it would largely work the same way a company does now, you know? Question, did that employee create or invest money to start the company? And did that company force the employee to work for them? It was the employee who applied for the job. Well, you're asking questions about things that I'm not claiming, so I don't know why you're bringing these up. I'm just saying this is a more effective way of running a business. I would personally be more motivated to do a better job if I also felt my voice had a chance of being heard. Thank you for explaining it to me. Yeah, worker co-ops are super cool. If you're really interested, I encourage you to check out Democracy. I think it's Democracy at Work. They have a lot of good information on worker co-ops. Interesting. Well, thank you for the Politico article. It does make for a good read. I'm considered socialist here in Norway. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, so like I'm in favor of slowly transitioning to a worker co-op model in the States, and then decommodifying all of life's basic necessities in order for our country to achieve market socialism. And then I think worker co-ops can make luxury goods or be paid by the state for decommodified goods. And yeah, like that's my basic idea in a nutshell. Do you hate America? No. I think America has the capacity to become and stay one of the greatest nations in the history of the planet. Like, you guys realize we haven't even been around as long as the Roman Empire? Jeez Louise, I think we should become the defining power on this planet. And I think we should do it by becoming a market socialist nation. Yeah, exactly. America needs a ton of help to get there, so I'm glad we got international comrades like you, Electric Kitty. Kazakhstan #1. True. True. Ooh, Nevada's close. Biden's got a 1-point lead. Let's talk about sex again. Who's queer in here? I agree. Those were great conversations. Dang, Electric Kitty, you sound pretty cool. And more than a little gay, which, you know, I approve of. Aw. Well, Electric Kitty, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I'm bi too. High five. High five? Finger guns. I have a chronic case of gay. True, same. I saw that wink, but back to what I was typing. We're all riding with bye, Den. High vibes. High vibes all around. Archangel the Cub. I also call myself Pan. I just own all the labels. I'm kind of a dick. Aw, Scribble Hearts. Look at all of this fantastic queer love we have in here. I love it. I will fight for all of your rights, comrades. Even the people in here who disagree with me, you know? I want to make your lives better too, okay? Where are all my heterosexuals at? Aw. Yeah, the B-Man's, it's pretty split. Do I prefer man or woman? Well, like, I like both, but I generally prefer women. Women tend to be nicer to me. Men tend to be dicks. William of Orange is the token straight dude. True. True. Okay, but only if you buy me burritos and feed me. Also, Scribble Hearts and Electric Kitty, thank you very much for the follows. I appreciate it very much. If I get to, by the way, if I get to 500 followers on here, we're gonna play a crappy horror game together, and it's gonna be a whole lot of fun, okay? Promise. Promise. Jack's big poly marriage. It's just gonna be that's the third sequel to my big fat Greek wedding. I mean, I only have one more cigarette left, but I'm gonna get annoying as fuck. Oh no. Have you played Graveyard Keeper? I have not, but well, no, technically I have. I played it at E3, like, last year, or the year... Yes, last year. No. Wait, I played it at PAX West last year. There we go. But I don't have it, you know? It looks really fun, though. And, I was looking at it for Halloween, but instead I've been playing through, do I like skinny or thick girls? Depends on the girl. I don't really have a type. I mean, if you're gonna start getting annoying as fuck, I might have to pull out the scary games. It's true. Oh, wait. When I say I'm gonna play a scary game, I just like ladies. That's okay. Ladies are fucking great. Let's see. I just need to find, like, a 30-second clip of this game. Do I have a short? Any duration. Let's go with short. Okay. Here, yeah. So yeah, this is the game I want to play. It's a really crappy pre-Resident Evil it's a pre-Resident Evil game, okay? Oh, you can't see it. Okay, I'll play that again. It's okay. Here we go. I fixed it. Don't angry Peppy me in chat, okay? Don't anything but that. Okay. Here we go. I have all the proportions. Well, that's good. Proportions are great. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not a good streamer, guys. I'm not a good streamer. It's not scary. It's the kind of so bad it's good game. And it's been a long time since I even played like through a tiny bit of it, so I don't remember how to play it. Aw, Electric Kitty. I only started like a month ago. I'm doing my best over here. um 5'3", all legs. Only a month? Yeah, well, so I made I made podcasts for like a decade, and then I like did some streaming, but it was very inconsistent, and I mostly just played games and people didn't really watch me, so now I have dived into the pool of just like advocating for socialism. I decided with everything that's going on that I want to be able to talk about politics, and I want to be able to try and make the world a better place, you know? Also, it helps that I recently decided after a decade of podcasting that I'd actually invest in a good microphone. So I have this nice little baby that I'm very delicate with. We're talking about gay stuff now. True, we are. Yeah, let us straights. Okay, we will hear from the straights. You have 1 minute, okay? Only one. It's true. Rainbows are great. What kind of cat do you have, Electric Kitty? Wait, is your account named after the kitty?